Entrepreneurs Enigma is a podcast for the ups and downs of entrepreneurship. So the wins and the fails that we all face being entrepreneurs, and how we learn from adversity. Every week I talk to a different entrepreneur with a story to tell. I'm Seth Goldstein. Come with me on the journey. This is Entrepreneurs Enigma. Let's get started. Hey everybody, welcome to another edition of the Entrepreneurs Enigma podcast. I'm always Seth, so that has never changed, never will change. I know you guys are getting sick of me saying that, so I will keep saying it because it's just the way I am. Anyhow, today I have Adelaide Braddock, also known as Addie. I can't spell her name for the life of me. In LinkedIn, I keep looking it up and it never finds me, so I have to type Braddock in and I find her. It's easier. It's really not that hard, but anyhow. Addie is the CEO and co-founder of TripBee. We'll go into more what that is, but TripBee is essentially a way to plan your world excursions easily and in a more fun way than Excel. Don't tell my wife. She does everything in Excel and oh my God, a lot of stuff. So anyhow, let's bring Addie in here. Hey, Addie.
Hey. Hello.
Hello. What's up?
I'm not much. I'm well. I love that intro. I can never find her. It's like she's Braddock missing in action.
Well, it's so funny. It's really not that hard. It's ADE. Oh, it's E. Oh,
it's the E always trips everyone up.
Oh, the E. I always put Adelaide, Adelaide.
Yeah. And everyone says like Adeline, Adelaida. Like, yeah, it's
Adelaida?
Which is fine. I don't
What the hell does Adelaide? Oh, of course, my son's name is Elon, and everyone calls him Ilan. Like, never heard that one before.
Ilan. No.
Or the worst ones, they call him Elon, and I'm like, it's not Elon.
No.
No, you're not. It's not Elon. It's not E. Do not call him Elon. Call him Alan for all I care. Don't call him Elon ever.
That's amazing.
That's bad. That's worse than that. Is a 4-letter word, actually. It actually is a 4-letter word. So
it's the Latin pronunciation.
Yeah, Elon.
It's the Spanish pronunciation. It's fine.
Oh, actually, Elon's about as Hebrew a name as you can get. I feel
like I've heard Hebrewer.
Actually, you can't get more Hebrew word than Elon, because Elon, like you in the Jewish religion, you have Hebrew names that you never use, and we asked him, what's his Hebrew name, and he's like Elon, and we're like, well, how's that going to work? He needs to have a weird one that he's going to embarrass him for the rest of his life. Like, I have one that no one's going to know. And then they're like, well, make one up. I'm like, well, is that kosher? No, he's like, no one cares. No one ever uses it. So yeah,
that's amazing.
We made one up. So we're already off the rails.
I actually have a Hebrew name.
You do?
I do. Adelaide is my middle name.
Oh.
Yeah.
Aren't you fancy?
I am quite fancy. My first name is Sarah.
Well, that's more a biblical name. That's biblical. That's not Hebrew. It's biblical.
Hebrew. I don't know. Everyone tells me it's Hebrew.
That's not Hebrew. It's biblical.
But I'm like
Seth is biblical. I'm the third son of Adam.
Also biblical, yes.
Yeah, third son of
Adam. It's the same part of the Bible as the Torah, right? Like, so
exactly. It's the first. Oh, I'm such a bad.
I was raised Catholic. I don't know any of this stuff. I'm fine.
First 7 books are the Torah of the Bible. I think so. Who knows? This is not the Bible talk. Let's get off the stuff. So TripBee.
Yes.
You are a world traveler. You are
a few times.
Exactly, a few times. And you're a recovering corporate person who got the heck out of that.
I lasted all of 6 months.
Oh, right. I lasted you 6 months? You're like, I don't like this. Oh, that's funny. And then you and your husband start TripBee because you guys have traveled the world and I'm sure have done the Excel spreadsheet fun.
Many times.
And then like there's got to be a better way. So
yes.
tell us the lineage. Tell us your whole journey.
Okay.
Who is Addie?
Okay, I like this. Who is Addie?
And why do we care? No.
I'm a Gemini. I'm a monkey, depending on who you ask. Like there's lots of interpretations there. Exactly. I really from the travel perspective. I mean, I've been traveling since I was days old.
There you go.
My dad's it's all me now.
It's all you now.
My dad's retired military, so we I was born in Texas and like promptly moved to Germany. Pretty much. Wow. I think we had a stop in between in like Virginia or something. But so I've got my siblings were born all in different places. My sister was born in Germany. My brother's born in South Dakota. We lived there for a few years. Dad got a job with USAID. We moved to Pakistan in
Oh,
1988. We were there
geez.
until 89. Yeah. And let me tell you, that was a great and very awful year to live in Pakistan. For
Oh
anyone who's
no.
like the history buffs, we moved there 5 days after their prime minister and the American attaché were killed in a supposed plane bombing. We're not really sure. Like, there's no official like what happened. But
Wow.
Benazir Bhutto got elected while I was there, so that was insanely cool to watch. I was there when Satanic Verse
I hear
was.
Pakistan's a pretty interesting country.
It's amazing.
It's
It is.
gorgeous.
Oh my, yes. Yes. I can't even like, not for nothing. I mean, you hear so much in the news about what we see from the military perspective,
Oh
and it
yeah.
is so not that. I mean, it is just beautiful. I mean, Karachi's like where we lived,
Oh
it's
yeah.
down south. We're right on the water. But it's kind of dusty. I mean, it's a massive city. I think there's like 20 plus million people there now.
And
And
then just as many cows.
right.
And I'm not dissing on them. It's literally from what I hear, India, like in New Delhi, it's a big bustling city, but there's
Yeah.
cows walking down the highway.
Well, that's the Hindu contingent. I mean, Muslims don't
Oh,
have
so
the
it is.
same
Oh,
sort of. I mean, I'm not going to get into what
yeah.
I know and don't know about Hinduism and Islam because I tell you what, I will offend literally everyone. So
Well, that's good. We can
we've had
we
enough
can
with
have
like
the
this
explicit
fora.
tag. There's no offensive tag, so we can't use that. So.
I love it. Yeah, no, we I will say it was it's a fascinating space because it's so different, but it's so the same to a lot of things.
Mm-hmm.
I lived in China for 3.5 years, and I tell people, China's, kind of literally and figuratively 180 degrees from everything, because you're
Wow.
so
Yeah.
used to a certain way of life and certain expectations when you seafood, you think it's going to taste a certain way, it's going to do a certain thing, but a lot of times, like at least in my experience when I was there, and this, bear in mind, it's like 15 years ago now, but the food that I was eating that was like Western food was based off of pictures that people would get. So you're
But
getting stuff.
that's sort of what Chinese food is here. What Chinese food,
Oh,
even
for sure.
even
Yeah.
Mexican food here is not Mexican food.
Yeah,
It's
depends on
Americanized.
where you go. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I mean,
Tex-Mex
you can
sort of like,
get
yeah.
traditional Chinese food, but you have to go to Chinatown.
Right, right.
You can't
Oh,
like
Joyce
go.
and Lau does some great stuff over here in Philly, like for
Oh, I
sure.
bet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, there's 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 a lot to that experience of being in another country and taking the good with the bad, but sometimes it's like, okay, you think that it's gonna be really, really bad, and then you get there and you're just so pleasantly and overwhelmingly surprised. Because
Yeah.
at the end of the day, we're all humans. We all behave like humans, and we all
Yeah.
wanna be
Oh.
treated like humans. So you see that sort of experience when you get someplace, and it's not what you saw, in the news, or it's not what you saw in
Yeah.
like your mind's eye because like this is what you heard from stories from other people
Yeah.
because you didn't see it yourself. So yeah.
That's awesome. So
Yeah.
then you've traveled the world, and then you had a brief stint in corporate America,
Yeah,
and said
very.
and said, "Screw this, I'm not doing this
No,
anymore." And
God.
then no. So what is the best thing about being an entrepreneur in your mind?
Mm. The best thing, oh, this is gonna sound so hokey. Are you ready for this?
Go
Are
hokey.
you proper
Like
ready?
we yeah. Okay, we're all ready. We're all sitting. We're all
Okay.
holding on to
All
our
right. Gird
seats.
your
Let's go.
loins. Here we go. It's my team.
I love it. Actually,
It's the people I work
no one's
with.
ever said that.
No, seriously?
Seriously, you're the
That
first
would be a
one.
trope by now. Come on, people, get it together. Why do you do
Yeah.
this if it's not for the people you work with? Come on.
Yeah. And you have a great team too.
Oh
So
my God, my team is insanely cool. Like my co-founder is my husband. So
yeah.
immediately I'm like, yeah, this guy's great. Like I married
Well,
him.
not everyone says that about their husband, but
That's
that's
fair.
good.
That's fair. Well, and
Yeah.
he and I, funny enough, we were really early on in our relationship when we realized that we could do this thing. And this is a story. I mean, this is the actual origin story. Like we
Yeah.
were probably 3 weeks into dating, and we were at his apartment watching TV. And there's this show that came on was 1001 Things to Do Before You Die.
Oh,
And yeah, and it was based off a book. And they had this couple. It was on the Travel Channel, and they were the ones who were going all these places and seeing all this cool stuff. They did this one on Hawaii, and it was like all this stuff that you should see in
ooh.
Hawaii. Love Hawaii. Oh my gosh. But yeah, so they were talking about stuff to do there, and frankly, they were so obnoxious. I was like, these people don't even seem to like each other very much. Like, why are they like she would just like kind of mommy him and he would
Oh,
like give her
yeah.
reasons to, you know how it is like that
Oh,
dynamic where you're like, oh
yeah.
God, come on. But at one point, Jim and I just kind of looked at each other while we were watching the show, and literally, I mean, simultaneously just went, we could do this. Okay. Like,
yeah, and go do it. Yeah.
and that was it. That was 13 years ago. And that's what we've been doing ever since.
Yeah, didn't you guys get married just so he could come up and travel with you?
Yes.
Yeah, the truth comes out.
Yes. We got married for papers.
Hey?
Changed, but you know.
But no, you got married for papers, but then it lasted. So
well, yes, but I mean,
that's the thing. You actually like each other, so it's the kind of thing. Like you actually like Jim. So
people are always like, "You got married for paper. Where is he from?" And I'm like, "America." And they're like, "Where are you from?" I'm like, "America." And they're like, "What?" I'm confused. I'm like, "Yeah, but we were living in Spain at the time, so
exactly, it's different."
I had the visa. He didn't. Yeah,
it worked out.
Yeah, it worked out. It took us 6 months. It was not easy. So I don't not recommend it, but I don't recommend it.
That's amazing. That's amazing. So then
my team. I got to talk about my team.
You talk about your team, absolutely. Yeah,
my people are freaking fantastic. So, yeah, I've got my first hire was a guy named Gary. I brought him on as a back-end developer, and he.
Why are all back-end developers named Gary? I don't know why. I know a lot of back-end developers named Gary. Anyhow,
do you really?
I know.
I only know one other Gary, and it's my dad.
Oh, I know a lot of Garys named that are back-end developers. Yeah.
Must just
when I say a lot, there's like 3 or 4 that I know, but still, that's 3 or 4. So
I mean, that's 2 more than I know easily. So there you go. Yeah, no, he came on in that capacity, and then introduced me to another guy through. They came in through an organization called The Last Mile. I highly recommend any entrepreneurs out there who are looking to hire, take a look at The Last Mile. Take a look at organizations like them. Their focus is getting people who are incarcerated, some skills around like development and such. One of the guy who came on, Halim, also came on as a front end developer, but then was like, yeah, I actually do like design work and graphic design. And I learned that through Last Mile, because they didn't have this originally. And I kind of went to them and said, look, I don't want to do back end development. I want to be like full stack, or I want to learn like the whole thing. I will help design your program.
Give them skills for when they come out, they can do
exactly.
stuff.
Well, yeah, exactly. Yeah. And that was the whole thing, was the 2 of them came on, and in these capacities, and immediately I was like, Gary just had this mind for finance, and he was asking all the right business questions and stuff that I don't have that strength. I know what my weaknesses are. I'm not great at marketing. Don't tell anyone I said that. Don't tell Seth. Not great at finance. Also not a thing you probably want to hear from your CEO, but I have the strategy.
You hire, but that's the thing with CEOs. You hire for what you do, what you're good at, and you hire for the rest.
That's it. Exactly. So I turned Gary into my CFO. I turned Halim into my product managers, CIPO, whatever's. So they're doing innovation, product, finance, all that stuff that I'm like, okay, let's, do this together. And then we've got this amazing CTO, Kelly, who I freaking can't say enough great things about him. I've known him for years, and he really just has. He's one of those, like, he worked for Google, like invented the internet. Like he's got really.
He's one of he's a coding bro kind of thing.
He's a coder's coder. Like this man, man is on like the forefront of researching technology, because he is just that passionate about it. And I'm like, better you than me, man, because God bless you. I love it. Yeah, security.
So here's a question, and then of course, there's Jim.
And then there's Jim. Well, and then there's our animator Alex as well, who's like,
there you go, Alex, and then you got
Jim.
He
brings the delight. He brings the.
Well, Jim's your podcast host, because you have a TripBee podcast, which everyone needs to check out. It's bi-weekly, and it's hilarious.
You son of a.
I put it in there. It's bi-weekly. It's every 2 weeks.
It's bi-weekly.
I didn't say weekly. I said bi-weekly because you told me Jim was going to, in the pre-show, you told me that Jim was going to kill you if you said weekly. So I'm committing you to bi-weekly.
Every other week.
Every other week. That's what it is.
This
is twice weekly. Twice weekly means twice a week. Bi-weekly is means 2. Means every 2 weeks. I know my language somewhat sometimes.
I clearly don't. Is that what that means?
Bi-weekly is every 2 weeks, you silly goose.
That's hilarious.
Anyhow, what is the worst thing about being an entrepreneur? What keeps you up at night?
My team.
The same thing. The best and the worst, exactly. They're like, we screw something up.
I mean, here's the thing is like money is always going to be the focal point, right? Like money is why we do what we do. Well, I mean,
Yeah.
not entirely, but it is a big, big, big reason why you
It's
do what
how
you
you
do.
do. It's how you can do what you want to do.
That is. And
Mhm.
my thing, again, something a lot of people probably don't want to hear from their CEO. I'm not monetarily motivated, not for myself, like
There you go.
personally, it's not. But I want my team to make a lot of money. I want them
Yeah.
to be successful. I want them to have all the things they want in life. And I want this to be a stepping stone for whatever they want to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like get out and do your own thing. If you want to start your own company after this, you want to stay with us forever,
Yeah.
that's fine too. But yeah, like,
That's
yeah.
fantastic. So I don't think I've actually asked. I kind of alluded to this, but what is TripBee exactly?
So
I kind of said it's better than Excel. It doesn't tell you much. What is TripBee?
I hope so. I hope minimally it's better than Excel. If we're not better than Excel, we're screwed.
Exactly.
No, I backonymed the word trip.
Mhm.
So it means travel, research, and itinerary planning, which I got to tell you, I am very proud of that one. Like
That's
that's
a good acronym. Yeah.
it's what we do. I mean, that's literally it. So the idea is, anytime people decide to take a trip somewhere, and I know this because this is a pain I feel all the time. I want
Yeah.
all my information co-located. That's just who I am. I'm
Yeah.
attention deficit. I need that stuff right there so I can see it, reference it,
Mhm.
visualize it, and go. The thing that I realized was missing in travel planning, like platforms that exist already, is there's no context. You don't have anything that tells you like where you're going or like how
And
close it is
why?
to anything, right? Or
Yeah.
why, or like, is it even worth it? What do other people think about it? Like you can
Yeah.
Yelp reviews and stuff, but that doesn't help you contextually
It's
for the
all over the
larger
place. Yeah.
right. So that was driving me insane. I'm like, well, I need to know this stuff. Like I'm going to France. What does the emergency broadcast system sound like in France in case they're right? Like, how do you
Or what's the
know
911? Because I know 911
what's
here is 911. That's kind of,
right?
but then it's 999, which makes even more sense in the UK.
It does not make more sense. Can I tell
It
you? They
doesn't.
get
Oh,
butt dialed so much. We did 911 so that people couldn't reach the thing on
is that the reason why we did
accident.
it?
Mhm.
It's
I just
easier
found that
now.
out like a year ago,
Oh,
and I was like,
the
mind
more you
blow.
know. Love it. And all the young millennials and Z's will not get that reference, but yeah.
No, no,
No.
the more you.
You know. Exactly. So it's back to TripBee.
Yes,
So TripBee is sort of kind of coalesces everything into one platform and
exactly.
makes it so all of us neurodivergent people can actually travel.
And the norms too can do the
And the
thing.
norms, yeah, exactly. Those excel at TripBee will just pass.
Right, right. Yeah, I
Exactly.
mean, that's the thing is I mean, come on, how often are you in social media and you're like flipping through this stuff and you're like, "Oh, this place looks cool. Oh, I really like this." And you like it. And you
Yeah.
might even
Okay.
save it and you might even put it in a Pinterest board, but then what
Who
does it
looks at
do
that
after
stuff?
that? Like,
Whoever looks at that stuff. I never go back
no,
and look. I
I
save
don't,
stuff
and
all
I
the time in
travel.
LinkedIn. I
Right,
save
like
stuff all the time in LinkedIn, and I don't even know how to find the saves.
oh my gosh, or I was trying to find something over the week. We just had we if we have time, we may talk about this too, but we just had our team's first hackathon. So I flew everybody in
Ooh.
so that they could meet face to face for the first time because
Oh,
a
that's
couple of
fun.
people are remote and yeah, so it was really fun. But no, I spent the whole week trying to find a dumb video. I mean a dumb video because I'm a moron when it comes to my humor. The funniest thing you can do is fall down in front of me. I will just
No.
laugh. Yeah. Okay.
You
So
fall off the chair.
you think I'm kidding.
I even faked it and she laughed.
If you fall down and you don't hurt yourself, let me
Yeah,
caveat
yeah,
that.
yeah.
Like people who get hurt, I'm like, oh God. But like if you fall
You
down and
laugh
you're
and then you're like, oh, I'm
yeah,
sorry, I laughed. Yeah.
yeah, like then I'm just like, yeah, I'll
Yeah.
laugh and then I'll be like, let me call the ambulance. Like, sorry.
Yeah, sorry about that.
No, but that's the whole thing is you can't find stuff or remember where you
Mhm.
sent it or where you put it. You've got so many social media accounts. It's like, where did I see that again?
Yeah.
Our objective is we want to take all of that stuff and say, okay, well, let's move that data over into a map maybe and show you where all
Ooh.
these places are and get you like
You know where
visualizing
Versailles is in relationship to
to Notre Dame
Charlottenburg
or
I
exactly,
went to
exactly.
two different you went within the same country. I went from Versailles to Charlottenburg, which is in Berlin. I went cross borders just then. So sorry about that. I mean, I went to the two Versailles-esque thing. I went like architecturally similar,
So
but
you know where
geographically
Versailles
different.
is relative to the Taj Mahal.
Exactly. They're nowhere near there. Two different trips. That kind of thing.
But the elephants.
Exactly. Exactly. Well, I didn't go that far. Come on, give me some credit. It
I
might
love
be
it.
a 6-hour trip from one palace to the other to go to the Taj Mahal from Versailles. Come on now.
Mm. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So TripBee sounds awesome, and it's
Thank you.
in the works. Is
Yes.
it live yet, or is it? When
It's
do you
not
think
live
it?
yet. It's we made some really good headway this week. So
Good.
there's a lot moving forward. We should have a beta. I'm not
Ooh.
going to commit to a time frame because
No, yeah,
I
no.
yeah, that's just not good
I
for
already
me.
committed you to bi-weekly podcasts, so I'm not going to
There you
commit
go.
you to. So maybe by the time this podcast comes out, on the feed, May 25th, I just commit myself to that date. There you go, May 25th. This will be on the feed. Maybe Jim, I can see Jim like walking by right now. He's not walking by right now, but screaming, "No, we're not going to commit to 25th." But we'll put the link to the page, the splash page, so people can at least check it out and sign up for
Love
the
it.
newsletter. That's
I
what we'll
love
do.
it. That's
So here's a
great.
question for you: what is the most important thing to carry with you all the time? Now for video, her eyes just bugged out. She's like, "What?"
Well, it's funny because I went both figurative and literal. I'm like,
You
oh
can go
God.
both.
Oh,
Everyone, you can go both. You can go both. You can go singular. You can do whatever you want.
wow. I mean, for sure my phone. I hate to
Yeah.
say it, but like I am that person. Like you gotta have it.
Mm-hmm.
And if anything, it's just because I need to like know where everyone is and what's happening and like just be
Oh
on top
God,
of stuff. And yeah, I don't want
you're
to.
the
But
CEO for
also,
crying out loud.
what's
What's
that?
that? You're the CEO for crying out loud.
Yeah, well, come on. I don't know. Yeah, I'd say that's probably the most important thing. I don't
Mm.
like that that's the most important
Well,
thing. Like,
what theoretical, metaphysical, all those iticals?
I mean, for me, lots and lots and lots of confidence,
Yeah.
like manufactured. It's funny because I was like humility or confidence. I'm already like in the humility side, like a little strong. Like I'm trying to move the other way
Yeah.
and get a little more. My motto, my mantra for this
Yeah.
year is stop second guessing yourself.
Oh, that's a good one.
That's yeah. And it's worked. I'm not kidding. Like
Good.
it's very strange. Whatever my instinct is has worked very well for me so far.
That's
So
fantastic. That's
if I keep
awesome.
that in practice, we'll see. So yeah, I don't know.
That's awesome. So people can find you at TripBee.com. They can
Yes.
find you as Adelaide Braddock. That's ADE Lade Braddock. Maybe I'll actually finally learn that one so I can find you. Jeez.
I
I
think it's
swear,
okay
right
against
before the show, I was looking for her. I'm like, where is she? I know she's on here. I mean, you also we can't ignore this. You by the Business Journal in Philly. You were 40 under 40.
Thank you. I
That's
just slid in under the deadline too. I was 39 and like 3/4.
wow. You really were 40 under 40.
Hmm.
Whee! Just barely, like bumping your head. Boom, boom, boom.
Yes.
But exactly. But that's awesome. And
Yeah.
did you
Thank
get a
you.
big
Thank you.
party? Did you get a nice big plaque and stuff?
I got a plaque. It happened like we were still in like not lockdown phase, but we were like,
Oh.
yeah, it was very awkward.
Pseudo. Were you
Yes.
1 foot out, 1 foot in, ready to jump
Right.
back into the house in case someone coughed? That kind of
Right.
thing.
Exactly.
Someone coughed, you
Exactly.
dive like head first back into your apartment.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it was really cool. My mentor at the time actually nominated me, and I was because I told her I was like I want to win an award. I think I'm
Yeah.
ready. I'd like to win an award. And she was like, all right, and then she nominated me for that one. I was like, okay,
Well,
that
go
works.
big or go home, right?
Go big or go home. That's actually her mantra in life. I love it.
I love it. You got an award
Mm.
that actually means something. I get these awards from like these people that want you to pay them money like afterwards to like boost your awards higher up. I'm like, I like getting the award. I get
Yeah.
the best web developer in Philadelphia. I'm one of the best web developers in Philadelphia. Apparently,
Nice.
it's a scam, but I'll take the logo and put it on my website and call it a day. I talked to
Don't
them
get
for a
me.
minute. I talked to
Is
them
it,
for minutes, and they're like, "Well, you want to promote it? Do you want to do this? You want to do that?" I'm like,
yeah.
no,
No,
thank you.
but they all do that. I mean, 40 under 40 did that. They all do
Yeah.
it. Like
I
it's
don't blame them. It's a great
yeah.
idea. It's a boosts people's morale. Get their
Yeah.
ego boost up there. Maybe some people will actually agree to have you boost it more. I don't know. I'm just not that person. So
I'm I'm with you. I mean, I'll be honest with you. The main reason I didn't do any of the add-ons was because I just don't have any room. I live in an 800 square foot apartment. I'm like, I don't have anywhere to put this stuff. Like, thanks, but no thanks. Like,
oh, their stuff was physical stuff
oh yeah, yeah, yeah. They had
like
like they could do like
banners.
print out of the newspaper that you were in and the whole thing, like on a
Yeah,
board and all
yeah.
that
Like where
cool
the hell
stuff.
would you put that?
I don't know. I don't like this is
yeah.
concrete. Yeah, I'm like that's not.
Oh, really?
This was the only site I could like hang stuff.
Oh, there you go. So
Yeah.
your background, exactly. Well, yes, you do. You live in Philly. You're in the city. I have mine's
Yeah.
like 17. I want to say, yeah, mine's 1,700 square feet, 17,000 square feet, something like that. I'm in a
Nice.
townhouse in the suburbs, so it's a little bit bigger, but still,
Nice. Yeah.
it's crowded. There's three of us in this
Yeah.
house. It's crowded, and my basement where I work out of is like I have a good background, but that's about it. Otherwise it's a dump. I work in a
Exactly.
dump. I work in a dump. Anyhow, so you can find you online, Adelaide Braddock. That's with
Hmm.
an E in there. You can find you
Yep.
at TripBee.com, and this has
Yep.
been so much fun.
I love it. I love it. Oh, I'm also TripBee Addy everywhere.
Oh,
ADI.
TripBee Addy,
TripBee
ADI.
Addy.
That
Yes.
screws me up too because Addy has an I, not E, and the I is after
Do you know?
is it's 3 letters after the E in Adelaide, and then my not neurodiverse brain can't
You're
get
like, I'd
confused.
like to buy a consonant.
You have a lot of vowels.
I do have a lot of vowels. You're not wrong.
Wow.
That's true. But
AD A yeah.
I did the ADI phonetically because like I had
Well,
so
Addy
many
makes
friends who don't speak
sense.
English like
That
natively.
makes
Yeah.
sense.
So
It
yeah.
makes sense for the nickname, but then you try and translate it to the full name. It's like, oh, the I is like 3 letters away from the E.
I started it with ADE and then people were like, Ade. And I was like, that's weird. It's
That's
not,
weird. No,
I
thank
don't think that's
you.
right. Like we'll go Addie, it's fine. Like because I made the decision to start going by the middle name in Spain. So that was like,
Yeah.
okay, well,
Well, everyone's
people
name
are
is
gonna
Sarah. It's so common.
it is. I love it. I love because it's my name, but at the same time, it's everywhere. I had two roommates named Sarah when I
You're
was in school.
definitely an
Like,
Addy.
thank you. I like
You
to
the
think so.
personality. You're the
It's
personality. Addy.
it's it's traditional. It belongs to my grandmother, my grandmother's grandmother. So it's like everyone's we're connected. It's great.
Exactly. So on that note, we'll see everyone next time. Goldstein Media hopes you have enjoyed this episode. This podcast is one of the many great shows on the MPN Marketing Podcast Network.